Hello and happy Sunday and happy almost St. Patrick's Day. This is Kelly with IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and today is Weight Watchers virtual workshop number 406, and it is called Don't Sleep on Sleep. This is our 406th virtual workshop brought to you by IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. Today is also Sunday, March the 16th. That means tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day. We're going to talk about that more here in just a second. But hello and happy Sunday, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I hope your weather is not crazy like ours has been. We were not in the super bad area for weather. Just about maybe 30-40 minutes southwest of here, a tornado touched down. Yeah, I'm not excited about that because I don't do storms. But anyway, hello and happy Sunday, everybody. Hello, John from home base. Hello, Elaine. Good to see you. Also, if you're brand new, excuse me while I fix my hair real quick. If you are brand new, and hello, Mary Ann. If you're brand new, give us a shout. Let us know that you were brand new, or if you're returning after a little while away, because we would love to welcome you. These are some of the most welcoming people, friendly, supportive people that you are ever going to meet. But hello, everybody, and hello, Lynn. Hello, Sarah from Raleigh, Massachusetts. Good to see you. So, we already said tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day, so today is Sunday, March the 16th. Tomorrow, and Barbara, thank you, just getting ready to mention that. Hello to you. So tomorrow is March the 17th, and it is mine and John's 36th wedding anniversary. So yes, my name is Kelly Green Milligan, and I got married on St. Patrick's Day to John. Hello, Melissa, good to see you. Oh, and Marie is new, so everybody say hello to Marie. She is brand new. We would love to welcome you. And hello, Carol Ann. Yes, super glad that we were safe. And hello, Carol Lou in St. Louis. Carol Lou says lots of tornadoes around. No, thank you. Hello, Hattie. And hello, Mary. Let's see. Lost power for most of the day in Pittsburgh. I hate that. That line of storms was terrible. Absolutely terrible. And thank you all for the wishes on our anniversary. So we've been anniversary partying all weekend, and we ran up to Gatlinburg, which is not too far from here yesterday, and apparently left just ahead of the storm. But I have to say, I'm just going to sidetrack a little bit and say it was quite breezy up there, like wind gusts of 25 miles an hour or something. I had gone to the restroom, and hello, Marie from Michigan. I had gone to the restroom, and hello, Sandra, and I had set my plate on top of my menu, and I was in the restroom, and I heard this loud crash, and I thought, oh no, a waiter has dropped a tray or something, you know, whatever. I came back out, and John said a gust of wind had come in from where we were sitting, got under my menu, and threw my little appetizer plate into the floor and broke it. Somehow I missed that because I was in the bathroom. But let's see, I missed somebody else up here. So we had dueling Sandas. Hello, Sandra's. Hello, Sandra, and hello, Sandra from Demon's Ferry. Thank you, Noreen. Thank you for that. And thank you, Marianne. So again, today is Sunday, March the 16th. Tomorrow, and hello, Anna. Oh, and thank you, Lynn. I brushed it. I don't know what I did to it. But tomorrow is March the 17th. It is St. Patrick's Day. Hence the little bit of Irish going on here. And it is also mine and John's 36th wedding anniversary. Okay, so what am I doing for my wedding anniversary? Taking the girls to the zoo. So yeah, when you've been married 36 years, you find other things to do. So we had anniversary dinner Friday night and last night, but on our actual anniversary, taking the girls to the zoo. Yeah, so there you go. And thank you very much, Elaine. Okay, so this is Sunday, March the 16th. This is a virtual workshop number 406 called Don't Sleep on Sleep. And thank you all for the comments about my hair. I literally think I just brushed it. Karen and I walked in the wind. Maybe the wind fluffed it up a little bit or something. But if you are new or returning after a while away, just like Marie is new, please let us know, because again, we would love to welcome you. The weekly focus this week is over in the If You Have an Egg Facebook group is Don't Sleep on Sleep. Yeah, so it's always going to mirror what we're talking about the previous week in our Weight Watchers in-person workshops. Julie has been so nice, so kind to hostess those. This week she is hosting just a focus group on not sleeping on sleep. So she's going to be talking about sleep all week long. Please chat with her. Please post when she posts something every single day. Please give her some feedback, because she loves to hear from you all, and it just makes for a better time when we're all talking together. And hello, Kim, good to see you. So that's what we're talking about this week. I have a quick public service egg announcement, and that is, so this one is good news. or possibly bad news. Or maybe it's good news. I don't know. Y'all are going to have to tell me. So, good news is Halo Top, the famous Halo Top ice cream, they are celebrating the International Day of, let me back up a little bit. So, Halo Top ice cream, they announced a new line of 8 indulgent sweet treats in January, and they are calling it Halo Top Mix-Ins. And I don't know if any of y'all have seen them at the grocery store. I've been looking at them every week for the last couple of weeks. But that's good news. More good news, Halo Top is celebrating the International Day of Happiness on March the 20th, and that's the launch of these 8 new flavors by giving away 80,000 pints of It's Too Good to Be True ice cream. So that's what they're calling it. They're calling these 8 new flavors Too Good to Be True, and between now and March the 20th, they're taking entries on that. You can enter to win between now and March the 20th, and I will add this link to the chat, but the link is going to be HaloTop, HALOTOP, and hello Trish from California, halotop.com/first taste, FIRSTTASTE. So halotop.com first taste. Ooh, and Vicky found the avocado in the tube. It is so good. And I don't end up throwing it away. Okay, so I'm not going to sidetrack on that just yet. Bad news, the giveaway is not available in my state. So I got all super pumped about this 80,000 carton giveaway, and it's not available in my state. It is also not available this giveaway, this 80,000 carton giveaway is not available in California, sorry Trish, Colorado, Kansas, Louisiana, sorry, Minnesota, Nevada, North Dakota, Tennessee, and Wisconsin. Why? I have no idea why, but those of us in those states, we can't enter to try and win one of the 80,000. I don't think you enter to win. I think like the first 80,000 people get one. Anyway, boo hiss. So that was bad news. More bad news, while this is still significantly less calories and points than regular ice creams, each 2/3 of a cup serving of mix-in, so these are called the Halo Top mix-ins, is 160 calories and 6 to 7 points, depending on how much added sugar or fat that it has. So that means my one serving, because I'm sorry, but a little carton of Halo Top ice cream, even though it's 3 servings in a carton, that I'm going to sit down with that carton. It's going to be gone, okay? So one carton of Halo Top mix-ins for me is going to be between 18 and 21 points. So that was kind of bad news for me, because I'm used to eating the other kinds of Halo Top where the entire carton, the entire container is like 7 or 8 points. So I was a little bummed out about the 18 to 21 points, but potentially better news. I'm always one to try and look on the bright side. So potentially better news. The entire container, while it is 18 to 21 points, that is the equivalent of 1/2 of a cup serving of Ben & Jerry's Cherry Garcia. Let me see if I have a 2/3 of a cup right here real quick. I didn't think to get that out. It's not going to be 2/3 of a cup, but it'll be, so basically 2 of these. So 2 of these. So if you ate 2 of these of Ben & Jerry's Cherry Garcia, which again, who can stop at 2/3 of a cup? 2/3 of a cup of Ben & Jerry's Cherry Garcia is the same number of points as the entire carton of these new Halo Top mix-ins. That might be better news. I don't know. You let me know. Is that good news or is that bad news? And has anybody tried any of the Halo Top mix-ins? So I'd just be curious to hear what you all think about them. Yeah, Sarah, don't go get the Ben & Jerry's. Try one of the Halo Top mix-ins. So I know Halo Top is one of those ice cream substitutes, one of those sweet treat substitutes that gets mixed reviews. I do find, and I have not tried a mix-in yet, but I do find that if you let them soften up just a little bit, then they're much creamier and they taste much better. But I'm just curious who has tried one, and is it worth 18 to 21 points for the whole carton or 6 to 7 points for a serving? Okay, this week's Good Egg Award goes to, drum roll, someone who by my calculations since August of 2017, so that's a long time ago, but since August of 2017 has posted a whopping like I stopped counting at this number, well, I didn't actually count them one at a time, but anyway, more than 2,700 inspirational, mostly Snoopy, so that should give you a clue as to who it is, posts for us over in the If You Have an Egg Facebook group. And if you're not already a member of our group, one of our lovely ladies will post that link for you, but you do have to answer the 3 questions to be allowed in. She's done this for us, for all of us, for free, on her own time, more than 2,700 times since August of 2017, and that is our very own Karen Hapka from New York. Congratulations, Karen. You are this week's good egg. I couldn't believe it when I went back and figured that number to more than 2,000. I don't even think I've made 2,700 posts in our If You Have an Egg Facebook group. More than 2,700 since 2017. Dang, girl, thank you so much. And they are fantastic, funny, uplifting. Most of them contain Snoopy, and y'all know I love Snoopy. Good job, Karen. You are our good egg, and here's an extra Bravo sticker for you. You are our good egg recipient this week. Thank you, Karen. You are fantastic. And aloha, Kathy. I almost missed you when you came sneaking in there. So, I spent so much time talking about Halo Top. I've only left us just about 15 minutes to talk about this week's actual topic. But this week's Weight Watchers topic was don't sleep on sleep. This week was such an appropriate week to chat about sleep. There was a time change for a lot of us. The seasons are starting to change for a lot of us. We're past that honeymoon phase. For those who have joined or rejoined Weight Watchers, so if you joined or rejoined in January, kind of the time to join, you're past the honeymoon phase. So why is sleep? Why is good sleep, not just sleep, good sleep? Why is it so important on our Weight Watchers journey? We're going to dig in. So let's dig in. First thing, did you know that your brain can have the same fight or flight response when you're trying to go to sleep that it has when they're in a real action, like real action is required? You have to have like real action is required situations. So there are some situations where you need to have fight or flight. Like if you're like these storms, some of us get worked up over this terrible line of storms that went through. And some of y'all got it really hard, and I'm so sorry. But you kind of have to have a fight or flight response, to get away from things like that. Or if you're in danger, or, just there are lots of reasons. We're not running from saber-toothed tigers anymore, but there are lots of reasons to have a fight or flight response. But your brain can have that same fight or flight response when you're trying to go to sleep. It can have that when you're trying to go to sleep. So according to sleepfixmethod.com, and that's just SLEEPFIXMETHOD, sleepfixmethod.com, when you can't sleep, it's often because your brain is stuck in high alert mode. So high alert mode might mean that you're mad about something. It might be, and hello Barbara from Bonnell, South Carolina. It might mean you're mad about something. It might mean you're worried about something. It might mean that you're anxious about something. It might mean that you've got a lot on your plate. There's lots of different reasons to be on that kind of high alert mode. And so this overactive survival mechanism, which is designed to protect you from danger, it can misfire in your brain, and it convinces your brain that something's actually wrong. So that can really happen. But then when your brain can't find an obvious threat, so when you're trying to go to sleep and your brain's going, something's going on, and it's firing, and then there's this misfire, and your brain's like, wait, what is it? And it's looking for that thing. It's hunting for that thing, and it can't find the obvious threat. So there wasn't a loud noise, there wasn't any actual danger, tornado alarms or tornado signals are not going off. So it keeps scanning until it latches onto something. So sometimes, according to sleepfixmethod.com, it might be an embarrassing memory that it snatches onto. It might be an unfinished task. A lot of us have those unfinished to-do lists that it latches onto. Or it could be a bizarre midnight mystery that suddenly feels impossible to ignore. And Kay from here in Knoxville shared an absolutely hilarious example of that I did post on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, or I'm sorry, I did post it in our If You Have an Egg Facebook group. And I have, I'm sending Casey the picture so that she can post it for our chats. But it was just a little cartoon, and it's somebody's brain, and the brain is like, it's looking down at the person, and it says, "Are you going to sleep?" And one of us is laying in bed with the covers up. "Yes, I am. Now shut up." And the little brain goes, "Why doesn't Tarzan have a beard?" And all of a sudden, dong, her eyes are so big. So why doesn't Tarzan have a beard? Yeah, that was a great visual. That was a great visual, though, to kind of show that fight or flight. You know, you're telling your brain, "Shut up. Yes, I'm trying to go to sleep." And when it misfires and looking for something, what's going on, and it can't latch on to anything else, sometimes they latch on to these bizarre and unexplainable things like, why doesn't Tarzan have a beard? That kept me up after I read that. So thanks a lot, Kay. Just kidding. Thanks a lot, Kay. Okay. So now that you know that that's a real thing and that your brain can do that without you doing anything. So it doesn't mean that you didn't finish your task list for the day. It doesn't mean that you're in actual trouble. It doesn't mean that you even wonder or care why Tarzan does not have a beard. And Casey said this morning, now that she thinks about it, she's like, you know, I wonder that sometimes. She goes, Tarzan should be the hairiest person you've ever seen. And he's always just depicted so slick, like almost clean shaven, just with that really pretty, kind of a mane, but he really should be the hairiest person on the planet. But, so I have some questions, a couple of questions for you. And hello, Danielle. It was so good to see you Tuesday. So first thing, how can you tell? How can you tell if you've had a good night's sleep or if you've had enough sleep? Or how can you tell if you've not had enough sleep? So there were some really good answers Tuesday night. So how can you tell if you've gotten just the right amount of sleep? Do you feel different? Do you think different? Is there something else that starts your day? Or conversely, how can you tell if you have not had a good night's sleep? So I'm going to let a couple of you all answer before I chime in and tell you what my answers were. And again, hello everybody. Thank you all for the happy anniversary wishes while I'm waiting on you all to throw out some answers. So what are some things that happen or ways you feel or things that tell you, I had a pretty good night's sleep last night. I think I got just the right amount. Or, I did not get enough sleep. How do you know? And y'all are suddenly so quiet. I know you're a couple of seconds behind me, but Vicky says grumpy. Me too. So Vicky's answering for me and for Vicky apparently. Yeah, grumpy. If I don't get enough sleep, grumpy. I make bad decisions the rest of the day. Sarah says when she's been up 2, 3, 4. Oh no. Yeah, she knows that's from insomnia. When she's been up 2, 3, 4 a.m. How does it make you feel though? So like it kind of sets me off for not great decisions for the rest of the day. One of the girls in our Tuesday night meeting, her name's Sabrina. Yeah, Kim says moody. She had self-inflicted, and Sarah says nauseous. She had self-inflicted, stayed up until 2 o'clock in the morning watching a Netflix series, and she realizes she did it to herself. She is a nurse, so she needed her beauty rest, and her patients needed her beauty rest. But she says that, she stayed up, and then it just led to a series of bad decisions the rest of the day, because then she was like, well, I don't really feel like eating what I was going to eat today, and I'm too tired to do this, and I'm too tired to pack my lunch, and I'm too tired to track, and just don't really, I'm just really not feeling it. Sarah says groggy. Lynn says after a bad night's sleep, she's sluggish and tired. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so that's how you know if you've had not enough sleep. Oh, yeah, and Carol Ann says she knows she didn't get enough sleep if she's already looking for the day to be over, okay? And Lena says when she's sluggish and lacks discipline. And Jonna says when she wakes up ahead of the alarm. That's how she knows when she has had a good night's sleep. Those are great answers, guys. Okay, what are some sleep issues, or what are some issues of not getting enough sleep or not getting quality sleep? So some issues that can actually be caused. A lack of sleep is proven to disrupt the production of hormones that regulate your appetite. So if you don't get enough sleep, or if your sleep is, kind of busted up during the night, it actually can disrupt the production of hormones, so things you can't control in your body that regulate your appetite and tell you when you're hungry and when you're not hungry, okay? Sleep deprivation, whether from too few hours, so if you stayed up watching that self-inflicted too little time because you stayed up watching a Netflix series, guilty as charged, or from interrupted sleep, can lead to higher levels of a hormone called ghrelin and lower levels of a hormone called leptin. That can make you, so having those higher levels of ghrelin can actually make you feel hungrier. You know, those days when you're like, I'm hungry. I'm hungry. What is it? What am I looking for? And you just don't know what it is because you're not really hungry. That can be ghrelin talking to you. Not only can it make you more hungry, it might make you feel less satisfied after you eat. So even if your tummy is full, it might make you feel less satisfied if those hormone levels are too high or too low. And then also the S word that all doctors love to use with women. It doesn't matter what's wrong with you, if you are moody or gaining weight or losing too much weight or tired all the time or your hair's falling out or whatever, all doctors start that by saying, well, you know, stress can cause a lot of things. So doctors want to blame stress on almost anything that could be wrong with a woman. But here is that S, that nasty S word, stress, has also been shown to increase cortisol levels, and cortisol levels can cause an increased appetite and fat storage. Oh, and I gave myself a thumbs up. Okay, so if you've got the good guy hormones are going down, the ones that tell you that you're full, the ones that tell you, oh, it's something else, I'm looking for something else, it's not because I'm hungry. If those are going down, or if those are reduced because you didn't get enough sleep, especially repeated, or if your sleep's getting broken up too much, if those good guy hormones are going down, but like leptin, or if those bad guy hormones like, and it's not necessarily a bad guy, just too much is too much. So too much ghrelin and too much cortisol tells your brain, I'm starving to death, you know, I need some more food, I'm not satisfied with what I ate, and cortisol can add to fat storage. Yikes. So we don't need either one of those. So I have never had trouble falling asleep. So John would tell you almost as soon as my head hits the pillow, I am asleep. So I actually have a sleep disorder that makes me unmedicated want to just fall asleep all the time. So I've never had trouble falling asleep, but as I get older, I have had to develop some stay asleep or get back to sleep habits, or I would be up and down all night, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. So I've listed a couple of mine below, but I want to know what some of yours are. One of mine is reading an hour before actual lights out. So I used to stay up and watch TV with John, and I would think I was winding down. We would turn the lights off and just have the television on. But it wasn't helping me get ready to wind down. It was kind of leaving my brain with those, why does Tarzan have a beard thoughts, you know. So now, and I've been doing this for years, about an hour before actual lights out, before the actual time that I want to be laying down and going to bed, I start reading. And I'm talking not on a tablet, not on a phone, not on a Kindle, not anything like that. And it's fine if you do, but I don't. Nothing with blue lights, because if I try to read on an electronic device instead of in an actual book, I will somehow end up going back over to funny cat videos, okay? And then that just defeats the whole purpose. So for me, it needs to be a real book, quiet, physically turning the pages. So that's one thing that I do to kind of help my brain settle in on something else instead of all these other things. Also, Gwen taught me a redundancy game, and she's taught a lot of us this redundancy game to make my mind stop asking, why doesn't Tarzan have a beard? Or why didn't I finish that to-do list at work? Or all those other things. So you just pick a topic. So if you're having trouble, like if you've woken up and you're having trouble going back to sleep, and it would work too when you're first going to sleep. I just don't have any trouble with that. You just pick a topic and then you name one item related to that topic by the alphabet. So as an example, if you said, you could do animals or farm animals or zoo animals or cities or friends or, whatever. So for this example, I said you could pick European cities. And sometimes the more complicated it is, the better it is at making me go to sleep. So European cities alphabetically. A, Athens. That one was pretty easy. B, Brussels. Also pretty easy. C, Copenhagen. Okay. D, Denmark. E, Edinburgh. F, Florence. And then the next thing you know, sleepy time. I rarely ever make it past about Q. Q always makes me nervous because, no matter what topic I pick, it's going to be hard to find something with a Q. I rarely make it to Q, okay? If I do happen to make it all the way through the alphabet, that means I need to get up. I've either really got to go to the bathroom or something else is going on, and I'll get up, maybe read a little bit again for a minute, maybe get a drink of water, sit on the couch for a few minutes, and then go back to bed. So what are some of your ways that if you either can't go to sleep or that you're helping yourself to get to sleep, to know that you're going to stay asleep and to go back to sleep? So John, every single night turns our TV, and I think John is talking about the same thing. Oh, whoa, free. Okay, hold on. I'll circle back to John. Jonna says there are free sleep stories on YouTube, and she listened to part of one. So she only listened to part of one. So it worked, because she has no idea how the story ended. That's a great idea. John turns our YouTube on, and that television's not in the bedroom, by the way. No TV's in the bedroom. It is just out of sight. I can't see it. I can't see the light from it. It actually kind of provides like a little night light down in our living room because, we live in a camper. So it provides a little night light in our living room. But he puts it on like sleepy time storm, or it'll be like storming at a cabin or something with a fire, crackling fire or whatever. And that little rainy sound, the rain and the little bit of storm sound, it puts us to sleep, and it helps us to kind of stay asleep. And I swear when it goes off for the night, it's usually about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, when that kind of times itself out. And that's about the time that I have to get up and go to the bathroom. Yeah, I'll get up and I'll just go restart it again. After I go potty, go right back to bed. So yeah, keep shouting those out. We're going to get ready for the second part of tonight's chat. But I need somebody, though, to set a star goal this week that has something to do with sleeping. So maybe it could be something like 2 nights this week, I am going to listen to one of those free sleep stories on YouTube that Jonna told me about, because it would be specific. You would know whether or not you did it. It would be truly doable. Surely you could do it twice in a week's time. It would be actionable, meaning you were doing something and not doing something. And would it be relevant to your journey? For sure. Because remember, that good sleep is going to help you not have too much ghrelin or cortisol, to kind of hang on to everything. Okay, so we're at the end of the first half of chat number 406, and it is titled Don't Sleep on Sleep. This will be posted later on YouTube. That's just youtube.com. Hold on a second. That's just youtube.com. Search If You Have an Egg, or in the If You Have an Egg Facebook group, or on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. And John Milligan says, and Kelly picks out the problems with the AI video. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. If I'm up for more than just a few minutes, for some reason that doesn't wake me up, but I'll stand there for a minute and I'll be like, that dog's got 4 legs, but one of its legs is coming out of a part it shouldn't be coming out of. Or look, there's a light reflection out there, but that light reflection, there's no light. Like, where's that coming from? Or I don't know. Or like one of them had this what would be a really expensive leather chair, because we had looked at them before when we lived in the loft, and the AI has put it outside in the rain. Anyway, but looking at things like that doesn't make my mind go 3-headed cat. Yeah, stuff like that. So, but looking at stuff like that though doesn't make my brain start working. I don't know. It doesn't bother. That doesn't bother it. Okay, so let's get ready for the second half of tonight's chat. Tomorrow is St. Patty's Day, and that is St. Paddy's, Paddys, not St. Patty's with a T. Patty's. Yeah. Okay, Marianne just picked her star goal. She's going to do the alphabet thing at least 3 nights this week. Perfect. That is perfect. Okay, so as we get ready for the second half of tonight's chat, and remember it's St. Paddy's because Patrick in Irish is not with a T, it's with a D. So it is Happy St. Paddy's Day. I just don't want y'all to get in trouble with any of your Irish friends. Paddy, P-A-D-D-Y-S. Okay, so Happy St. Paddy's Day. So first things first, we need to get a drink. So we're at the 30-minute mark. We're at the halfway point. If you are brand new with us, like Marie is tonight, then this is a 1 hour long chat. The first 30 minutes is what we talked about the prior week at our in-person workshop, in-person Weight Watchers workshops. Whew. And the second half is something fun. So the second half, we're going green tonight, okay? Because tomorrow is St. Paddy's Day, and it's also my 36th wedding anniversary. Well, mine and John's. Okay, so let's all get a drink of water first before we get started. And Sarah, it's okay. I just don't want you to get jumped by any die-hard St. Patrick's Day people. Okay. So we're going to be making food in the second half. So let me put something in my hair to keep my hair out of the food. Okay, so I'm going to be using this hair containment device to keep my hair out of the food that we are preparing in the second half of tonight's chat. Again, tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day, and it's also mine and John's 36th wedding anniversary. So, I decided I was going to make something fun, something simple, and something that would be fine sitting in the refrigerator here at work until I am back here on Tuesday. So, welcome to the second half of chat number 406. We're going to make a couple of quick St. Paddy's Day things. So we're going to go green for St. Paddy's Day. The first thing, this was one of my mom's favorites. This is so simple to make. I did have to go ahead and make it though, because it would not set up in time for, before our chat. So I made this at like, 1 o'clock this afternoon, but my mother loved, and for years, my entire childhood, mine and my sister and my brother's entire childhood, for a sweet treat. Now this was back in the day, so I'm 57, and I'm clinging to that, but this was back in the day, dude, calm down. But this was back in the day when you didn't keep cookies at home, you didn't keep sweet treats at home. Ice cream was a once in a while treat. We just didn't keep things like that at home, and my dad did not let us spend very much money. So my mom would have to come up with these cute and creative ways to keep us from going crazy, wanting things like that. So we always had Jell-O, and we always had some kind of canned fruit. So this one is a super simple recipe, I guess you can call it. It is already on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and it is called Lime Jell-O with Pears, and it just tells you a quick little story about my mom. This is literally, I already got rid of the can. This is literally, hold on, let me grab it. A can of no sugar added pears, and it's no sugar added sliced pears packed in water, and they are artificially sweetened. So they are sweetened with, let me find it, sucralose. Okay, so you're not going to eat a ton of this. Sometimes you can find them with nothing. Today at Kroger, all I could find was no sugar added sliced pears packed in water. So I did drain these, and then I rinsed them before I added them to this, so that they would be 0 point. So this is 0 point sliced pears. You can use any kind of fruit if you don't like pears. My mom's her favorite was lime Jell-O with sliced pears. So that is exactly what I did. I made sugar-free gelatin. According to the package directions, except since you're going to add some kind of a fruit that already has liquid in it, you reduce the liquid in this. So the instructions on this is Kroger brand gelatin, sugar-free lime Jell-O. You reduce it by about a quarter of a cup each step. So the first step is what you're supposed to do for regular Jell-O is 1 cup of boiling water. Add this, stir it or whisk it, and then add a cup of cold water, stir or whisk again, But if you're going to add something that also has a liquid to it, like these pears, I do 3/4 of a cup of boiling water, add the gelatin, stir it up real good, 3/4 of a cup of cold water, stir it again. Literally just take the pears. You can use diced pears. The recipe that you're going to find on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com that is called lime, L-I-M-E, lime jello with pears. It's going to be in like an actual little fruit cup. My mom made it this way, but back when I did that recipe, and that was, gosh, like 2018 or 2019, I guess, I did it in some little fruit cups because at the time I needed something that I could keep at work and already have it in a little cup. So once you do that, 0 points for the pears, 0 points for the gelatin, and then you can just take it and cut it. And my mom used to cut them just into little rectangles. And this pan I'm using, my sister tells me, is actually supposed to be used for something completely other than what I use it for. I have no idea what it's actually supposed to be used for. But there you go with that. Let me get a little plate. Little plate. Do we have a little plate? Here's one. It's also going to be a little bit green. Another little bit of green. Okay, and we're going to get one of our little corners out. Oop. And I didn't do this quite early enough for this to be a perfect little square, but and this is mine, so I can lick my fingers if I want to. But lime jello, ooh, Lynn says lime jello and a can of pineapple slice. Oh, yep, I did that one too. So Lynn just said lime jello and a can of pineapple slices, made in the can and open the bottom side of the can, slid out intact. That is also on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. I do have that recipe on there. So 0 points, 0 points. 0 sugar ready whip. This is a perfect little St. Patty's Day treat, and you can have more than this. You don't have to have just this tiny square, but that's all I'm gonna have since we got to make the next thing. But this would be a little 0 point treat because that is about 1/2 of a teaspoon of the ready whip. That tastes like my mom. Oh, that is so yummy. That is so yummy. That literally tastes like my childhood. Okay, so that's the first thing. So this is your first St. Patty's Day dessert. This is also really good for Easter. So if you need to make a low point or a zero point Easter treat, really good. You could make a green one. You can make a red one. You can make a couple of different colors. I think on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, I've got one that's like more like a parfait that you can make out of different colors. Okay. Next, we're going to make a Watergate salad. So this is another green something for St. Patty's Day. Again, these are going to keep pretty well. The Jell-O, probably need to eat it within about 2 to 3 days. Jell-O itself stays good for several days, but with the fruit added, you need to eat it in about 3 days. Won't be a problem because it is so yummy. And it's Milligan, Sarah. Milligan. Yes, it is. Okay, so Sarah says that Milligan, M-I-L-L-I-G-A-N, is very Irish. Yes, it is. So my maiden name is Kelly Green, also very Irish, also a color. And Kelly Green is about the color of this Jell-O. And sort of, so John and I picked, so John's name is John Milligan, Kelly Green. We got married on St. Patrick's Day, because it was very Irish, and also because that was the first day of spring break from UT, so from the University of Tennessee. So yeah, so we got married on a Friday night, and then we went on our honeymoon. Okay, so the next thing is going to be a Watergate salad, so that we can have another green something for St. Patrick's Day. The Watergate salad recipe is already on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. Casey is going to be thrilled that both of these recipes are already on the website, so all she has to do is post a link. Yeah, that's going to save her boo-koodles of time this week because both of the girls are on spring break, so she's going to be a busy, busy, busy mama. Okay, So I actually call this a Weight Watcher Gate salad. And it's not a salad at all. You'll see it's just called that. It's called a Watergate salad. And it's 3 points. I need to go back and update the If You Have an Egg website, because it still has it listed as 3 smart points blue, 3 smart points, green, and 3 smart points purple. That was back when we were doing blue, green, and purple. I don't know. Maybe I'll leave it alone in case, in case anybody's still trying to do that plan. But I'm going to make a modified version of it here just because I don't need a full serving or a full recipe of it and not come back to work until Tuesday. So the original recipe is 2 cups of fat-free or light Cool Whip, softened, 1 cup of non-fat plain Greek yogurt, 2 pumps of any kind of a vanilla syrup, 4 tablespoons of Jell-O, and I'll show you that here in just a second, a can of no sugar added fruit cocktail, a cup of crushed pineapple in its own juice drained, and I'm going to show you how to make this in a second. Chopped nuts, I'm not putting nuts in mine this time, vanilla extract, and then Truvia baking blend. Okay, I can skip a couple of those ingredients because of what I'm using this time to make this, but to make a small modified version of this, first thing is, here we go again with the no sugar added fruit. So this is no sugar added fruit cocktail. My preferred is Del Monte no sugar added berry cherry. And hold on a second. We're going to do our Kitchen Mama can opening extraction. This is like, I will never go back to a regular can opener, ever, ever, ever again. This thing is so easy. And it's so fun. I still don't understand how it works. It's got a magnet and something else, but it just works. Okay. Okay, and the change in tone tells me that she is done, that my Kitchen Mama is done. So my preferred is the Very Cherry, but they did not have the Very Cherry at Kroger this week. Actually, the last 2 weeks at Kroger, it's been weird what things they've kind of been out of, like bagels. They were out of bagels 2 weeks ago. Why? Why would you run out of bagels? They were out of cocktail shrimp 2 weeks ago. Why? They've not been out of eggs this whole time, but they were just out of some weird things. Okay, so even though this is no sugar added and it's in water, I'm going to step away for just a second and drain it. Okay, and in the full recipe, we would have like an entire can, but again, because I'm making a little bit less of the recipe, I'll make the rest of it Tuesday when I'm back. I just don't want to have this whole thing, because it makes at least this whole bowl when you get done with it. So that is part of a can, but in the full recipe, it's 1 can of drained Del Monte, no sugar added. I prefer Very Cherry, but I had to get fruit cocktail this time. Then it also has a cup of crushed pineapple. Thanks, Kroger. Didn't have any crushed pineapple in its own juice, no sugar added, blah, 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 whatever. So I had to get pineapple chunks, which again are going to be totally fine. So pineapple chunks in water. This one is sweetened with stevia, no sugar added. That will be totally fine. Not going to use the whole cup because, again, I'm not going to be back until Tuesday. And this is another recipe that whatever you make, you need to eat it within a few days. So probably about 4 days, I would say. And it's actually better the next day. So it's going to be good when we try it here in a second, but it's actually better the next day. So if you are making this for guests, it would be better. It would be better if you could make it the night before and let it sit in the refrigerator, because then it firms up a little bit and it is super, super good. Okay, I am eliminating the 2 pumps of vanilla flavoring and the 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract and the Truvia baking blend. I'm eliminating all that from the recipe that is already on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, because Chobani 0 sugar Greek yogurt, vanilla flavored, already has vanilla flavoring in it. It's already sweet enough. You do not need any extra sweetener. And it is only 1 point, I think it's 1 point for 3/4 of a cup. So I'm going to go ahead and use that instead, because it's got that vanilla flavoring. It has that vanilla flavoring, and it has, yeah, and it's already plenty sweet enough. And thank you, Karen, for that. Then you are going to add, if we were making the whole recipe, you would add 2 cups of fat-free or light Cool Whip. We're not making the whole recipe tonight. This is softened. I'm making about 1/4 of the recipe, so that's all I'm going to put in there. And here's the magic ingredient. So the magic ingredient is Jell-O 0 sugar instant reduced calorie pudding and pie filling. This is the pistachio flavor. This is what you need to make your Weight Watcher Gate salad. The Watergate salad is from the Watergate Hotel, and it's they called it a salad, but I guess it's like a fruit salad, I guess is what you would call it. I keep boxes of this. Every time it's on sale, I buy several boxes of it, because this ends up going in, this particular flavor, the pistachio flavor, ends up going in overnight oats. It ends up going in this. It ends up going in some kinds of smoothies that I make. The pistachio flavor is just, it's a really good flavor. Now, don't get me wrong, I like the Jell-O 0 sugar. Let's see, it's called Instant Reduced Calorie Pudding and Pie Filling. I've never made it as a pie filling. I have made it as pudding. I have used it with silken tofu and made pudding with the silken tofu. It's really good like that. But I do like the cheesecake version of that. I do like the chocolate. The butterscotch is really good when you can find it. You can't always find it, but when you can, it is really good. And you're getting ready to see here in a minute why I say it's better if you let it sit overnight. You can add marshmallows if you want to, if you're feeding some civilians, and if you think they're going to want something besides just fruit in theirs, you can always add more cherries. You can add some mini marshmallows. Of course, don't forget to add the points to that. And you can add a little bit of nuts if you want, but that does add, you know, some significant points. Like, I think it's 1 point per serving if you don't use the nuts, but it's 3 points per serving if you do use the nuts. And it's only let me see, it's not very many nuts. It is 1/8 of a cup. So for 1/8 of a cup of chopped walnuts, it adds 2 more points per serving. Okay, so this is what it looks like when you get done. And again, if I had made the full batch, it would be up to here. I mean, it would be like this whole bowl would be completely full. This is before you let it sit in the refrigerator overnight. And if you go to IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, you will see what it looks like left in the refrigerator overnight. And again, it keeps pretty well. It is better if you let it sit in the refrigerator overnight and kind of get thick again. But you do want to eat it within about 3 or 4 days. If you are, yeah, it is like an ambrosia salad, Carol. But so, you know, if you're going to be eating it with friends, it's not going to last that long because it is so yummy. And a lot of times I find myself eating this as kind of a breakfast substitute, since it does have a little bit of Greek yogurt in it. We're going to call it, and some fruit, you know, so I'll call it breakfast. It also has, yeah, Cool Whip in it. So let's try it real quick. I mean, I know what this tastes like. This is an all-time favorite. Great green. Go green for St. Patty's Day dessert. It makes a great side dish. This is another good one to keep in mind. We're like barreling down on Easter coming up soon. This is another great one to keep in mind for Easter. It's super fun at Easter time. Again, you have to count the points for the marshmallows, but if you get the pack of marshmallows they're all different little colors and the little tiny marshmallows, makes it super fun for kids. You can make a little parfait with it. Super delicious, super easy. It's only 1 point if you don't use the nuts. It is 3 points per serving if you do use the nuts. You can mix it up. You could mix it up and use a different flavor of the pudding if you don't like pistachio. It just wouldn't be green, but it would be another You know, it wouldn't be Watergate, but it would just be another one. You could add different kinds of fruit. You could chop up some apples in there, do all kinds of things. But yeah, and since it is my anniversary, I am glad, or it's going to be tomorrow night, we're going to get done here just a few minutes early so that I can get this wrapped up, go home, and get ready for a big 36th anniversary tomorrow, even though we've already celebrated. But you all have a great evening. Let me know if you have any questions about St. Patty's Day, about how to make our green Jell-O with the pears in it. If you have any questions about the Watergate salad, please feel free to visit www.IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. And if you were watching this on YouTube, please let that next video roll over. I promise you will enjoy it. I won't have one crazy St. Patrick's Day headband, which I've got to take this back to Alyssa. It's actually hers. But y'all have a great week. Have an awesome St. Patty's Day tomorrow. I know we're going to have a great one and a great 36th anniversary. But I'm so happy you all were here. Thanks for sharing it with me, and I will see you next week. Good night.